Accent. A way of saying words. Accountant. A person who manages money records. Acceptance. Saying yes to something. Accuracy. Being correct and exact. Access. A way to enter or use something. Acid. A sour chemical substance. Acquaintance. A person you know a little. Addict. A person who cannot stop doing something. Adjustment. A small change to make something better. Admiration. A feeling of respect and liking. Admission. Permission to enter. Agency. A business or group that gives a service. Agent. A person who acts for someone else. Alcohol. A drink or chemical that can make people drunk. Alert. A warning of danger. Allowance. Money given regularly. Alternative. Another choice. Amateur. A person who does something without being paid. Amusement. A feeling of fun or enjoyment. Analysis. Careful study of something. Ancestor. A family member from long ago. Anniversary. A yearly date to remember something. Anxiety. A feeling of worry or fear. Apology. Saying sorry for a mistake. Applicant. A person who asks for a job or place. Appreciation. A feeling of thanks or value. Application. A form or request to join or get something. Approval. Saying yes to something. Appointment. A planned meeting or visit. Aquarium. A tank or place for fish. Arch. A curved shape or structure. Arms. Weapons used for fighting. Aspect. One part or side of something. Aspirin. A medicine for pain or fever. Assembly. A group meeting together. Assignment. A task given to someone. Assistance. Help or support. Associate. A person you work with. Association. A group of people with the same interest. Assurance. A promise or feeling of confidence. Atmosphere. The air around Earth. Atom. A tiny piece that makes up matter. Attachment. A strong feeling of connection. Attraction. Something that makes people interested. Authority. The power to make decisions. Autobiography. A book about one's own life. Autograph. A famous person's signature. Ballet. A graceful style of dance. Bandage. A cloth used to cover a wound. Bankrupt. A person or business with no money to pay debts. Bargain. Something bought for a low price. Barrier. Something that blocks the way. Basin. A bowl or container for water. Battery. A device that gives power. Beggar. A person who asks for money or food. Behavior. The way someone acts. Bin. A container for keeping things or trash. Biography. A book about someone's life. Biology. The study of living things. Blade. The flat sharp part of a knife or tool. Blend. A mixture of different things. Blessing. Something good that brings happiness. Blink. A quick closing and opening of the eyes. Bloom. A flower or the act of flowering. Blossom. A flower on a tree or plant. Boast. Proud talk about oneself. Bond. A strong connection between people. Bounce. A quick jump back after hitting something. Bracelet. Jewelry worn around the wrist. Breed. A type of animal or plant. Bridegroom. A man getting married. Broom. A tool for sweeping floors. Bulletin. A short public notice or report. Burglar. A person who breaks in to steal. Cabinet. A cupboard for storing things. Calculation. The act of finding an answer with numbers. Calorie. A unit of energy in food. Campaign. A planned effort to reach a goal. Candidate. A person trying to be chosen. Cane. A stick used for walking. Canoe. A small narrow boat. Capacity. The amount something can hold. Capital. Ism. An economic system with private business. Capitalist. A person who supports or owns private business. Cargo. Goods carried by a ship, plane, or truck. Carrier. A person or thing that carries something. Catalogue. A list of things for sale or study. Category. A group of similar things. Cease. A stop or end. Celebration. A happy event or party. Chamber. A room or enclosed space. Championship. A contest to decide the best player or team. Characteristic. A special quality or feature. Charity. Help given to people in need. Chemistry. The study of substances and how they change. Chew. The act of biting food into small pieces. Choke. The act of being unable to breathe. Chorus. A group of singers. Circulation. The movement of blood, air, or news. Circumstance. A fact or condition around an event. Civilian. A person who is not in the military. Civilization. An organized human society. Clash. A fight or strong disagreement. Classification. Putting things into groups. Claw. A sharp curved nail on an animal. Cliff. A high steep side of rock. Code. A system of signs, numbers, or rules. Collapse. A sudden fall or breakdown. Colleague. A person you work with. Commander. A person who leads and gives orders. Combination. Two or more things put together. Comment. Words that give an opinion. Comedy. A funny play, movie, or show. Commerce. The buying and selling of goods. Communication. Sharing information with others. Competition. A contest to see who is best. Community. A group of people living or working together. Competitor. A person who tries to win. Companion. A person or animal you spend time with. Composer. A person who writes music. Composition. A piece of writing, music, or art. Concentration. Careful attention to one thing. Concept. An idea. Concrete. A hard building material. Conductor. A person who leads music or collects tickets. Conference. A large meeting for discussion. Confidence. A feeling that you can do something well. Confusion. A feeling of not understanding. Congress. A formal meeting or lawmaking group. Conscience. A feeling that tells right from wrong. Consequence. A result of an action. Conservative. A person who prefers traditional ideas. Constitution. A set of basic laws for a country or group. Construction. The act of building something. Consultant. A person who gives expert advice. Consumer. A person who buys or uses things. Container. Something used to hold things. Content. The things inside something or in a book, video, or message. Contentment. A feeling of quiet happiness. Contest. A game or competition to find a winner. Context. The situation around something. Contrary. The opposite idea or fact. Contrast. A clear difference between things. Contribution. Something given to help. Convenience. Something that makes life easier. Convention. A large formal meeting. Cooperation. Working together to help each other. Cooperative. A group owned and run by its members. Copper. A reddish-brown metal. Cord. A long thin rope or wire. Costume. Special clothes worn for a role or event. Cottage. A small house, often in the countryside. Council. A group of people chosen to make decisions. Counter. A flat surface in a shop or kitchen. Courtesy. Polite and respectful behavior. Coward. A person who is not brave. Crack. A thin break or opening. Craft. A skillful activity of making things by hand. Creation. Something that is made. Creativity. The ability to make new ideas or things. Critic. A person who judges or reviews something. Criticism. Words that point out problems or faults. Cruelty. Unkind or harmful behavior. Crush. A strong feeling of liking someone. Cube. A solid shape with 6 equal square sides. Cue. A signal to start or do something. Cunning. Cleverness used to trick others. Curiosity. A strong wish to know or learn. Curl. A curved piece or shape. Curse. Bad words or a wish for harm. Curve. A smooth bent line or shape. Cushion. A soft pillow for sitting or resting. Damp. Slight wetness. Deadline. The latest time to finish something. Decoration. Something used to make a place pretty. Delight. A feeling of great happiness. Defeat. A loss in a game, fight, or contest. Demand. A strong request or need. Defense. Protection from danger or attack. Demonstration. An act of showing how something works. Departure. The act of leaving a place. Destruction. Great damage or ruin. Dependent. A person who needs support from someone else. Detective. A person who finds facts about crimes. Depression. A long feeling of deep sadness. Determination. A strong will to keep trying. Device. A tool or machine made for a purpose. Dew. Small drops of water on plants in the morning. Diagram. A simple drawing that explains something. Digest. A short summary of information. Dignity. Calm and serious self-respect. Diligence. Careful and steady effort. Diploma. A document showing someone finished a course. Diplomat. A person who represents a country. Disability. A condition that makes some activities difficult. Disadvantage. Something that makes success harder. Disappointment. A feeling of sadness when hopes are not met. Disaster. A sudden event causing great damage. Discipline. Training to follow rules and improve. Disguise. Clothes or changes used to hide who someone is. Disgust. A strong feeling of dislike. Disorder. A lack of order or a health problem. Dispute. A serious argument or disagreement. Distribution. The act of giving things out. District. An area of a city or country. Dodge. A quick move to avoid something. Diversity. Having many different kinds of people or things. Draft. An early version of writing or a plan. Divorce. The legal end of a marriage. Dread. A strong feeling of fear or worry. Drift. A slow movement away. Drill. A tool or practice for learning. Dye. A substance used to change color. Dynasty. A family that rules for many years. Earnest. A serious and sincere manner. Earphone. A small device worn in the ear for listening. Economics. The study of money, trade, and resources. Economist. A person who studies the economy. Economy. The system of money, jobs, and trade. Efficiency. Doing something well without waste. Elastic. Stretchy material. Electronics. Devices that use electricity. Embarrassment. A feeling of shame or awkwardness. Embassy. An office that represents a country in another country. Emphasis. Special importance or attention. Empire. A group of lands ruled by one leader or country. Encounter. An unexpected meeting. Enforcement. The act of making people follow rules or laws. Engineering. The work of designing and building things. Enlargement. The act of making something bigger. Entertainment. Something that amuses or interests people. Enthusiasm. A strong feeling of excitement or interest. Equality. Being treated the same and fairly. Equipment. Tools or things needed for a job. Era. A period of time in history. Essential. Something that is very necessary. Establishment. An organization or place that has been set up. Estimate. A careful guess about amount or value. Ethnic. A group with shared culture or background. Evaluation. The act of judging or checking something. Evidence. Facts or things that show something is true. Exception. A case that does not follow the rule. Exhaust. Waste gas from an engine. Exhibit. Something shown in a museum or show. Expansion. The act of becoming larger. Explanation. Words that make something clear. Explosion. A sudden burst with noise and force. Explosive. A substance that can burst violently. Exposure. Being open to something, such as air, light, or danger. Extent. The size, amount, or degree of something. Facility. A place or building made for a special use. Fame. Being known by many people. Fantasy. An imagined story or idea. Farewell. Saying goodbye. Fax. A document sent by phone line or machine. Feast. A large special meal. Feedback. Advice or comments about how to improve. Ferry. A boat that carries people or vehicles. Fetch. The act of going to get something. Fiction. Stories about imagined people or events. Finance. The management of money. Fireplace. A place for a fire inside a room. Flea. A tiny jumping insect. Flush. A sudden red color in the face. Foam. Many small bubbles together. Forecast. A prediction about what will happen. Formation. The way something is formed or arranged. Formula. A rule or method using numbers or symbols. Fort. A strong building used for protection. Fossil. The remains or mark of an ancient plant or animal. Foundation. The strong base of a building or idea. Founder. A person who starts a group or business. Frame. A border or support around something. Frequency. How often something happens. Freshman. A first-year student. Frost. Thin ice crystals on a surface. Frown. An unhappy look on the face. Fundamental. A basic and important part. Frustration. A feeling of being upset or annoyed. Funeral. A ceremony for someone who has died. Fulfillment. A feeling of happiness from reaching a goal. Gallery. A room or building for showing art. Gaze. A long, steady look. Gene. A tiny part of the body that carries traits. Gear. Equipment or tools for an activity. Generation. People born around the same time. Gender. Being male, female, or another identity. Generosity. Willingness to give or share. Genius. A person with great intelligence or talent. Germ. A tiny living thing that can cause sickness. Giggle. A small quiet laugh. Ginger. A spicy root used in food. Glimpse. A quick look. Globe. A round model of Earth. Goods. Things that are made, bought, or sold. Gown. A long formal dress or robe. Grace. Smooth beauty in movement or behavior. Graduation. A ceremony for finishing school. Grammar. The rules for using a language. Graph. A picture that shows information with lines or bars. Gratitude. A feeling of being thankful. Grave. A place where a dead person is buried. Greetings. Words or actions used to say hello. Grief. Deep sadness after a loss. Grind. The act of crushing something into small pieces. Groom. A man getting married. Guarantee. A promise that something will work or happen. Guardian. A person who protects or cares for someone. Guilt. A bad feeling after doing something wrong. Gulf. A large area of sea partly surrounded by land. Halt. A stop or pause. Handwriting. Writing done by hand. Hardship. A difficult or painful situation. Haste. Doing something too quickly. Hardware. Tools, machines, or computer parts. Hatred. A strong feeling of dislike. Harmony. A pleasing mix of sounds or people. Hawk. A bird that hunts other animals. Helicopter. An aircraft with spinning blades. Herd. A group of animals. Hesitation. A short pause before doing something. Hive. A home for bees. Homeland. The country or place someone comes from. Honeymoon. A trip taken by newly married people. Hook. A curved tool for hanging or catching things. Horizon. The line where the sky seems to meet the land or sea. Hose. A long tube used to carry water. Household. All the people living in one home. Housework. Jobs done to keep a home clean. Humanity. All people or kindness to people. Humidity. The amount of water in the air. Hurricane. A very strong storm with powerful winds. Hush. A quiet silence. Hydrogen. A very light gas. Identification. Proof of who someone is. Idiom. A phrase with a special meaning.